Finland, of course, this time. And in Helsinki, our first rival crew was called Savage Feet. We used to have mad beef with these people. First time I met them, there was one guy who said like, you see, I wasn't called Focus yet, so he said, you see, your power is dope, but your footwork sucks.
Один чувак подошел к нему и сказал, ну, у тебя типа, ты сильный, но на твоей футболке не очень.
Thank you. I go back home, I'm going to show you.
И он говорит, я пошел домой и начал.
All I do, I try to get my footwork as dope as possible, of course. So I could kick his ass. And eventually... These two crew, my crew Midpoint Rockers and Savage Feet, that people that we have mad beef with. Eventually we go to a few jams together and we realize like, okay, eventually we do pretty much the same thing. So eventually we start to connect more and more, and little by little. In April 22nd, 2002, we decided to join force and come up with a crew called Promo. We had a lot of different options for the name. Somebody wanted to be called like Cypher Spirit. Different ones. But eventually we like Promo because it's like eventually we watch a lot of footage and sometimes people watch stuff on slow motion. That's slow-mo for sure. So we're like, if you see us dance, we always get a good flow. So that's why we call our crew the slow-mo.
Он сказал, что многие, когда просматривают трюки, они делают на slow motion. И когда они просматривают их выходы и так далее, сходится со стилем. Поэтому назвали slow-mo.
That's the story. 11 years now. We're going to continue in English. He's going to talk on the phone. Something I want to talk about a little bit is soon, all right? Is form. Do you know what we mean by form? Basically, that's something I strive for when I practice. I always try to have a good form. Nowadays, I see a lot of incredible moves, like always. It's been about incredible moves in competitions. But really, a lot of people, I feel, are losing the form at the same time. A lot of people, when they think about the dope moves, their moves get really nice, but everything else on the side is not there. So when I dance, I try to always have a good form, whether I'm here, whether I'm on top, whether I'm in a freeze. It's the way that 4-1 likes to teach. He says, like, if you take a photo of your dance, whatever time of the solo, if you look like a b-boy or b-girl, then you have a good form. That's what I try to aim for when I dance. And I feel a lot of times this is missing. A lot of people do incredible things, but at the same time they have no style and no form. So that's something that I'm really always paying attention to when I practice. I still work on my basics. Even though I've been dancing for 18 years, I'm still not happy with my 6-step, all right? I'm trying to get it better every practice. Both directions, of course, and I feel there's always room for improvement. The way you have your head, the way you have your hands, everything is necessary, all right? A lot of people only think about their feet, but if you don't think about your hands, your shoulders, your hips, your head, then it's a big piece of the puzzle that's missing, right? When we're talking about form, I'm also talking about the way you carry yourself. On top rock, it's easy because that's the way you stand. A lot of people, if they stand like this, it's not going to look like top rock, right? So if you're a little bit low, whatever you do, it's gonna look a lot better. But at the same time, in footwork, we're talking about your stance too. The way you sit on your footwork, right? A lot of people, when they start with their steps, they go like this, or they go like this, or like this. That's not when your footwork is not gonna look dope, right? So eventually, it's all about your stance on the front, on the back too. This is not gonna be a good footwork, right? So over here. Same over here. If your stance is good, your footwork's gonna look nice, all right? And there's different ways of doing it too. There's different approaches. Like some people got really close, like a small stance with close knees, which is actually pretty nice. It can be really fast and effective, and you can do it in a small space. But another approach is like a really wide and open stance, or like a really extended style stance too. So there's different approaches. Really wide stance makes it look more stylish. You get more round, you get more power. If you extend your hips, like for example b-boys like Maurizio and Icy Ice, that's when you get a lot more power to your footwork stuff. All right? How many of you guys know Icy Ice? B-boy Icy Ice. I see 4 hands. All right? So once again, do your homework. Look for b-boy Icy Ice or New York City Breakers, early 80s. He's known for his power, but the way he does his footwork is just as powerful as well. A lot of people, when they do footwork, they only do steps. But if you see Icy Ice, his footwork is like a flare. It's like shoo, shoo, shoo. So it's more about different styles too. Okay, cool. What I like to say is what I learned from Bruce Lee actually. He said there's no right or wrong way, there's just different ways. And you have to find your own truths, right? So a real master learns all the different ways, all the variations, sees whatever is good for him, and takes whatever he likes, leaves everything else. But you have to try everything first, all right? So learn as many different styles as possible and use what works for you. Leave out the rest, but you need to go there first. You need to learn all the different styles. And when I'm talking about styles, I'm not talking about you need to know 6-step and 4-step. There's different styles of doing all the steps, right? Like we said, small footwork, extended style footwork, and open stance. There's different ways of sitting in your footwork, different styles, all right? I think that was too much.
Переведи. На самом деле, я просто слушаю, он говорит много, всем понятно, да? Нет, нет.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you remember it?
Он говорил то, что я забыл, что... О форме здесь. Много частей.
Давай я скажу.
Окей, давай.
You got a good memory.
Кто не понял, он говорил о форме движения, о красоте вашего танца и о вашей подготовке. Перед тем, как начинать заниматься, вы должны быть готовы. После этого вы должны как бы приобретать форму и стиль. То есть ваш футворк, он показывал, видели 4 вариации, там, так сидеть, так сидеть, так сидеть. Он говорит, при такой посадке вы не можете там вращаться или как бы делать power move, как он говорил. Ну, то есть мувы, такие движения, которые, ну, размахнуть сможешь, у тебя будет футворк намного быстрее, там, динамичнее. В общем, он говорил о форме движения, как вы сидите, вот, и как вы используете свое как бы, пространство. То есть, если вы сидите вот так вот, допустим, ну как вот, он показал, вот так сидите, вы не сможете использовать свое пространство, так как вы сидите вот так вот. Ну, то есть, вот об этом он говорил. То есть, очень самое важное в вашем танце – это форма движения. То, почем вас будут отличать. И то, что вам будет полезно для вашего развития. Вот об этом он говорит.
Right. Example. I was talking about 4 steps, right? With the closed stance, with the open stance, and with the extended stance. So basic 4-step is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. But do it with closed legs. It's small and fast. Like go. This, right? But do it with open legs. It's more wide, more stylish, and it has a better flow. But if I do it with extended style, it goes whoop.
Это называется поворот. Если вы расширите движение, у вас увеличится скорость.
Every time we had the same step, but it was a different approach. That's what I was talking about Icy Ice when he used to do his footwork. He didn't go like this, right? He used to go, open up. Before his power, he'd go boom. Really extended that hand.
Приводит пример Icy Ice. Это известный бибой из Нью-Йорк-Сити Брейкерс, который танцует футворк по кругу. Кто видел, тот поймет. Вот, и он показал 3 вида вот этого футворка, что в таком вот, когда ноги близко, вы можете вот так вот. Одно и то же движение в разных вариациях, в разных как бы пространствах. Вот в этом.
So eventually you got to adjust to your surroundings too. Like I said, now we got different styles, 3 different styles. If you dance in a small circle, like the size of my sticker, you'll probably do the small one, right? But if you dance on this big stage, you would do the extended one to make it look nice. That's why it's good to have different, different levels for your dancing as well, because you never know where you're going to break, you know? You go to a party and your circle can be this big, really. So that's why you cannot really do the big stuff that you're used to doing in big competitions, right? So what I'm saying is, try dancing in different spaces too. If you have a big practice spot, don't always practice there. Practice at home, between the sofas and between your coffee machine and table, all right? Or make limits. But practice with him, I'm like, okay, don't kick the bottle, do your solo over here. So make limits to your dance, or make it as big as possible, depending on the surroundings. All right? Questions? Here we go.
Давай я. Что он думает о R16? Это система судейства. This is about R16 system judging.
I know this was going to come up. All right. Let's say like this. If we're talking about a battle size of R16, when we're in a stadium, first of all, it's an Olympic stadium. You got a huge stage of like 25, 30 meters. You got judges flown all around the world. You got a light screening for TV. You got the governor of the city in the audience. In my opinion, if you, after the battle, step up and you show like this. It's not really how it works, really. But at the same time, I feel round for round system. Like everybody knows what's round for round, right? Most of the time, people who judge normal battles is round per round, right? If this guy comes in, this guy comes in, whoever does the better solo, they get 1 point. Most of the people judge it like this. System, that's also a judge's system. That's a more simple judge's system, but also a judge's system. Originated by Mr. Wiggles. And I feel it's a good system, but it's not perfect either. There's a lot of times people, they really can't decide, really. And to me it's pretty bad if you're really sitting, if you've flown all the way from overseas, you come to the place and you get mad money to have an opinion and you don't have it. So that's sometimes hard. So I feel in like R16 level of being big competitions, our system like how do you say, resolve some of these problems. But at the same time, I feel to make it really sit into a small jam like this is hard, really. So eventually the beginning that b-boing is taken to a big stage like this is already outside the original format a lot. All right?
I didn't get the point. I'm sorry.
All right, maybe he wants to help. Cool.
Просто я не знаю этого пасла.
Короче, R16 это система, в которой есть 5 критериев, да, execution и т.д. Вот, и он говорит, что для больших соревнований эта система как бы, ну, она несовершенна, но она подходит, как бы. Вот, и что в ней как бы много оригинальных бибоев, но эта система, ну, как бы несовершенна в этом плане, потому что нужно судить именно конкретно, и очень сложно судить, потому что ты судишь именно конкретно.
I feel our system is not perfect, no way.
Это не тот путь, и она не идеальна.
But at the same time, it's a start for people to start talking about judging, like sometimes everything is not on point when it comes to judging, right?
Ну, понятно, да, что
What was this?
It's understandable.
Okay, cool. So I say our system is not perfect, round for round is not perfect, really.
Короче, нет идеальной системы.
And the way b-boing is presented the best is a battle in the circle where we need no judges system.
В общем, мне нужна такая система, чтобы понять, что это какой лучше.
Да.
The original.
Просто в круг выходишь, да?
Ты выходишь в круг и показываешь, что это идеальная система.
Да, это правда.
About biting. I'm very strict about it. Like Swift Rock already said, in the beginning everybody's a biter, yes. Of course.
Как бы все байтерами были когда-то.
But the time when I was coming up with my first crew,
Но
we
когда
were really strict
первой командой,
about not looking like nobody else, really.
и они выглядели совсем не как все остальные.
Even inside the crew, we had strict rules. Like if I would do like a headspin to a chair, that was my move.
Если он кто-то делал,
Nobody else would do
никто не мог
that.
повторять, да.
And if they did it, there was an argument or a battle. Either way.
И после этого, если кто-то пытался даже внутри команды, была ссора. Или даже батл.
So that's the background where I come from. And like in the 90s, there was no such thing as biting and getting away with it, right? If I saw somebody doing my move, that was a war. And now the environment is more friendly. Which is cool in a way, but at the same time, I feel we need to remember where this dance comes from. And it's about being original, it's not looking like nobody else. So even if I have a move that looks like somebody else's move, even though it's not the same move, I'm going to change it because I don't want to look like him. A lot of people ask this question, but what if I come up with a move and somebody else comes up with the other move at the same time in South Africa? It's possible, right? Of course it's possible, but it's up to you if you want to keep it the same way or not. So when I go back to practice, I see somebody from South Africa do the same move. I'm like, all right, I need to change my stuff to look original. Yeah, so that's what I think. Okay. Good question. I'm waiting to get here. For about 14 years, the only thing I do for to get better was break. But after breaking for such a long time, I start to realize my body is not going to too long.
Но в последнее время понял, что такого не протянет.
So like I said, I try to look for how people training other things.
И он начал смотреть, как люди подходят к другим видам.
I start to mix in some body weight training, some push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. And I had a good friend that used to take me to the gym to lift heavy weights. To get more strength. And who taught me everything that he knew about this. Nowadays I have a new friend who's a coach. So he makes me a program nowadays. Right? That means besides breaking for around 5 times a week, I go to the gym 2 times a week. And also one day I work for interval training such as sprints or go swimming or something. So I try to train as mixed as possible, but I always have a plan for my training, so I know where I'm getting to. When it comes to breaking, like, all right, this is like 2 sides for my training. The physical part, hitting the gyms, lifting weights, and breaking, being creative and artistic. Now when I get my stamina and strength from the other part of my training already, when I break, it gives me freedom. I can be creative, I can do whatever I like. So when I break, that's what I do. I dance like I dance in a jam. Freestyle. I like to train with not too many people, I say 3, 4 people maximum. So we got a good rotation like we dance in a circle. I go in, I do my stuff, come out, hat solo comes in, boom, 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 goes out. AT is in, goes out, one of my students is out, it's my turn again, you know? We keep it rolling like this. Usually when I break, I only break for 1 hour a day, not more than that. Before, a lot more, 3, 4 hours sometimes. But now 1 hour is really enough. Because I still want to feel like I want to train, you know? I feel our dance is a good dance because, for example, like warm-up is easy. You don't go all out the first round, that's enough. I start my dancing on top. So I first 5-10 minutes I keep on top. That means I'm warm, I'm ready to do much more and do. So that's my system. I always try to rest 2 days a week. Before it was always 1 day, but nowadays I feel really. That gives me time to recover from training and get back on fire again. Cool.